Hey everybody and welcome to Hardcore Heroes. Sorry for the late start. We have had a hell of a time getting things going today. Ridiculous technical problems, but that's all fine now. How has your week been, players?
Good.
I'm doing pretty good. I've been playing one of the older Fire Emblem games, Blazing Sword. It's been a fun time. Has anyone else here played Fire Emblem?
Nope.
Is
I
that
played
the Genesis game?
There's multiple systems that it's been on. It's been on Game Boy, multiple Game Boy systems. The newest one's on 3DS. There was one for the GameCube.
It's
pretty much all
Marth and Roy
Nintendo.
from Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Roy's
yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
I'm currently playing Awakening.
Awakening was the first one I played, and I've got a friend who's very into the series, and he was always shitting on some of the mechanics they added with Awakening. Now that I'm playing the older games, I kind of see where he's coming from. I hate the pairing mechanic in Awakening now. I understand why he was so harsh on that.
I had to disable. I played once with Amadev. Abandoned it after a while. After I got to the really high levels, high level of combat, and now I'm playing without permadeath because it's less stressful for me.
What
On
game?
what? Okay. What game?
Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Is that
It's
just a massive coincidence that you're both playing the same game, or what?
I guess, but yeah, it's if a unit dies in a Fire Emblem game, they're dead. They gave you an option to turn that off in the
Yeah.
new one, but it's not like you can just recruit new units either. Every character is like an actual character. So
Yeah.
if you start
Alright.
losing units, you just don't have as many units as you
Also-
used to.
Also, you can pretty much build relationships between the characters.
Yeah, like everybody's a
Yeah.
character. They all have like support conversations with each other. Everybody has like a relationship. So if you lose a character, you like lose that whole character and their like story.
Did Neil just drop?
He seems fine.
No, I'm here.
He
up?
just joined the Discord chat.
No, I don't know. His camera froze and stream froze for me at the same time. But
Oh.
Yeah, it's
I think he just didn't move.
Yeah, I'm just
seems
standing
like-
still.
uh,
Yeah, sometimes it seems like the camera is frozen, but he's just not moving.
yeah, it's just people can die very fast in Fire Emblem. Like just
Oh,
you move
yeah.
somebody forward and suddenly they get blown up by 3 people at once.
Especially later on, because
Yeah.
stats are so high later on, attack stats and something, that you really have to look out where to move your characters, because without a high defense, they just get blown to bits.
Yeah, so Fire Emblem 7, recommend that. You can do what I definitely did and buy a brand new Game Boy Advance and also spend a couple $100 getting a copy of Rekken no Ken, or you can just emulate it, which I don't recommend and definitely didn't do, but that's an option available to you.
Right.
Hmm.
Good call.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick? How's life holding you?
I'm trying to think of something more interesting to say than I just went to work. But really, I just kind of go to work and play Heroes of the Storm. And then
Wait. Do you go to work and play Heroes of the Storm there,
No,
or is
no.
that separate things? Okay.
I go to work and then I come back and I cook dinner and I watch TV for a bit and then I play Heroes of the Storm. That's pretty much it, because what day did we play last week? Saturday.
Mhm.
So I'd already done stuff on Friday night.
hmm
So on Sunday, I can't. Yeah,
Well, I
haven't
think
really
the real question is, what have you made this week for dinner that you are most
Mhm.
proud of?
What have I cooked this week? I don't even remember. I made something with gnocchi and tomatoes and morel mushrooms. So you peel and de-seed the tomatoes and then fry them with garlic, and then you soak the dry morels in hot water or whatever, and then you use the stock that it makes to finish the sauce and have it with the gnocchi. That was really nice.
It sounds so much more professional in comparison to my cooking.
I burned
Because-
scrambled eggs.
Oh no.
I just, if I make something like gnocchi or something, I make the gnocchi, put everything else in a pan, make some sauce out of it, and put the gnocchi and fry it with the sauce.
I've mentioned it before, but honestly, cooking's not that hard. You want to watch Food Wishes on YouTube.
It's not
Anyone
hard.
can watch it. Even if you don't really like cooking, that's an enjoyable channel to watch. But you watch that for a bit, and you realize that there's not really that much to it. You've just kind of got to know a few sort of rules, and then you sort of just get a little bit better the more you do it.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just people who don't have the patience for it should. There are a lot of people who don't have the patience for cooking because even simple meals can cost you like max an hour to make.
Yeah,
I think because I know in the near future I'm gonna really make an effort to get into cooking. I think the thing about cooking is it's going to get me back into watching roleplay shows. It's like that's a good time to probably start a D&D show is when you're just sitting around cooking something. You don't really have anything else to do.
Yeah, if you've got a computer in your kitchen, I suppose.
Yeah, or you can just bring like a laptop or a phone.
There's something very primally joyful about preparing and then eating food.
Yeah,
That is it. There's another YouTube channel I watch. It's called like Alazama Kitchen or something, and it's just this guy who's out in the woods in like Croatia or somewhere, and he just cooks. Like he'll make pasta from fresh and then like cook stuff on like rocks with a fire. It's awesome. It's really like super satisfying to watch.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the actual channel and post it. But
Well, kind of Bastion. What did you do other than play Fire Emblem?
Not much. I built something for my D&D game. I do Sundays with my friends.
What'd you
That's
build?
a dungeon. One of the characters died recently, and her husband wants to try to resurrect her in a world where magic is hunted. So I built some ruined places, not where you can find resurrection scrolls, but let's say it's a place whose seemingly the inhabitants were stoned by cockatrices. But if the players think cockatrices can only temporarily stone you in 5e, so something else had to stone these people. And they have the
Someone
chance
without
to find,
sin.
and I built a custom weapon, a spear who can temporarily petrify people, but uses cockatrice beaks. Use them up for that. So they have to find cockatrices and take their beaks to make the spear work.
Well, that sounds like an interesting adventure for your players. So let's do a recap.
I tell you what, I did watch I watched Age of Strife. I don't know if I talked about this last week about Tavern. I don't want to spoil it, but fucking hell, that made me laugh a lot. That's
What
all I'll
about
say.
Tavern made you laugh?
Well, I can't say without spoiling
You
it.
can do,
Dude,
you can do
it's
the
a-
finger method for spoilers. Just hold up a finger and put it down when you're done spoiling.
Yeah, but also like that. Whatever happened with him was ages ago, so he's fucking dead.
I think I already told
There's no
someone.
spoilers here.
Yeah, you
Sure,
told us
I
about
just
it.
short about it, but
Yeah.
did I say? Was I talking about this last week? But they basically just killed him. Like, it was fucking funny because I was like, "Oh, everything's worked out all right. He's not dead." And then the next minute he's like, "Yeah, I just dose him."
It's chosen with some belladonna.
Made me laugh. I feel bad for him though. Oh, man.
I really have to say,
If only they
spoiler
treat-
for Age of Strife new, for people who don't want to hear it. I'm really impressed with the last session with the custom monsters you made. They're really interesting and give me a faint Cthulhu vibe.
There are monsters. There are terrible monsters in Newfort. Be careful. Not Newfort. Nixon.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a ref? I'm sorry. Were you giving us a hint right there?
No, just a brain fart.
Okay, spoiler ends.
Yeah, so let's talk about what happened last week. It was kind of an important episode. You guys
Yeah.
almost died to Griffins?
I don't think we almost died. I'd never. I think the tree spell helped a lot, but even before then, I don't feel like we were ever in a point where I was like,
I mean, I was in somewhat mortal danger because I could not have taken 3 hits again from a full hits from a Griffin again, but I was not directly in danger of immediate death. So
I like
mean,
the
I
notion
feel
of
like-
somewhat mortal danger.
only somewhat likely to die. No, I think if things had gotten worse, we probably would have retreated to inside the bookcases. and seen what happened from there. But like, I don't know, maybe we were in big danger, but it didn't feel like it at the time. It felt dangerous, but probably not like, oh god, we're going to die here danger.
All right, so what did happen if you didn't almost get killed by griffins? Clearly, I'm biased and cannot report the news properly.
We woke up in the Hobgoblin Cave, and the session before we'd finished off by going into a cave that had a few hobgoblins inside, and we heroically slaughtered them and took over their house. We slept in a room that we barricaded to make sure nobody would come and kill us in the night, and then we set out for the tower that was up the hill the next day. There were a bunch of griffins living in the tower, so we basically climbed up the tower. We had to use some rope to get up to the second floor because the stairs were broken.
We were...
What were you saying?
We were not really quiet by climbing up the tower. At least Kai tried to be quiet, but the other two were talking normal. Pretty soon we noticed that the griffin noticed us, and we were invisible, but we were visible the whole time. So Malachi just took a quick look up the tower. We were on the 3rd level of the tower, and there was a library in it. Or was third? Yeah, 3rd level. With only 25% of the books intact and somewhat good condition. Malachi did take one book, I think, from it about beasts or something.
Yes.
Basically, a smaller monster manual. He took a quick look at the top where the griffins had their nests, and he spotted, at least he counted about 11 or 12 griffins, and spotted 3 magic items.
And what magic items were those?
Well, we didn't get them at first, but so after I went to sleep to learn some new spells, because these two geniuses had the idea of walking into the tower with the 11 griffins, only to realize that, hey, we don't want to kill the griffins. But then I pointed out, how are you going to leave without killing them? Because they're just going to attack you on the way back down. So I had to sleep to relearn invisibility.
That's why we had to That's what put us in danger in the first place. We had to defend the entrance to the room that we were in, while Malachi spent an hour napping, then another hour and 20 minutes memorizing spells.
Yeah, because Bastian doesn't think killing griffins is okay, but killing basilisks, that's totally fine.
Walking into the nests of the griffin and just murdering them all is a thing rangers do occasionally.
Well, that's exactly what we did to the basilisks, though.
Okay, but basilisks
are monsters.
Yeah, basilisks can get fucked. No
one's gonna see
an
a griffin and be like,
crossbreed.
oh, that's a chill-looking animal.
At some point, you have to draw a line. Griffins are more like big fucking eagles who happen to have line
Neil,
legs.
can we have a ruling on whether he would have lost his ranger status for that? Is
Oh
that an
god,
evil
no,
act?
I'm not ruling on that shit.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
So anyway, I go to sleep while they play around with the griffins.
Yep.
I wake up, I learn the spells, I cast invisibility on them, I send them back to wherever they were going, so I've got to deal with the problem. Turn into a spider, an invisible spider, climb up the side of the tower, sort of sneak in around the griffin nests, find the magical items which turn out to be potions, and then turn into an imp, grab the potions, flew it back down into the little library room, put it there, did that 2 more times. There was a 3rd potion, but I couldn't get it because it was right in the middle of the nest and there was a griffin in there who was a bit agitated. So we got 2 potions, which was a potion of vitality and a potion of fire breath? No.
I don't remember. Oh no, it was oil of timelessness or something.
Oil of timelessness. Yeah. Got that. We met back, and then we went to Redport. Well, I don't think much happened with the other 2, but I exacted revenge upon Tinley.
We met up with Tyrus, but do your Tinley or your Zinley thing first.
Yeah, so I sneak into the house as a spider again. I cut the throat of a dwarf companion who was sleeping with her, but no doubt she would have killed him at some point anyway, since that's what she seems to do to her lovers. And then I cast the web spell, sort of, insulted her a little bit, tried to get her to tell me where all the treasure was. She was not having it, so I turned into a giant spider, crawled through the webs, and ate her alive. No, I summoned a giant spider. I get confused. Could have been either. And then I proceeded to find the keys and loot the entire place, and found quite a lot of magic items. A magical axe, a potion of fire breath, 3 potions of healing, a pair of magical daggers, a scroll with 1 spell, 1,200 gold, and 20 mithril pieces, which I then left, returned to the inn, threatened the innkeeper to keep his mouth shut, and went to sleep.
Yeah. While Malachi was doing that, we were over. Van and Kine went to a inn. They met up with Tyrus, who was there because he sent them a message, something along the lines of Malachi being a lying bastard or something.
Yeah.
So we got there and found out that apparently the ship that the Count had told us he would send never arrived in Shirebrook. So whether he never sent a ship or the ship just never got there, we have no idea. But that became our next course of action after we talked about it the day after Malachi got back, was we're probably going to go back to Shirebrook and figure out what's going on with that.
After selling our treasure, or at least part of it.
Yes. And then I actually do want to mention this just because I take this spell all the time and it's almost never worth it. The reason the Griffins were not too much trouble in the tower is because Van walked up to the door and turned into a tree.
Oh,
And the Griffins were just confused and didn't understand what to do. So they just left us alone.
Also, we discovered that you could pretty much break the game with weighted chests.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
You do
we
all
got
have to
a
remove
warning.
the whole spell.
But for reference there, Van Helsing found out that weighty chest increases the weight for the person touching it, but not for the caster. So the totally legit use of that has been casting weighty chest on his armor piece so that he will not be able to be like picked up and thrown by a giant. But we had some other ideas that were a little bit more broken than that, but we will not be employing those.
Yes. Excellent. So does that bring us all the way to where we are now?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
We took a quick look into the Necrotic cave again, and then tried to look at objects.
Yeah. And there was we did not find anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
I think I tried looking for gold coins and didn't find anything.
Yeah.
Shit, we're dropping frames. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh god, it's really
okay.
not okay. All right. Anyway, it's fine. So, you guys are awake. It is the next day. You're in the inn in Redport. You all come down to the common room, get your food. Tyrus isn't around, but Jeeves is. And the 4 of you have a meal together.
Well, I think there's maybe a little bit of questions, right? Because I just disappeared when we entered the town and came back in the middle of the night.
What were I
I'm
doing?
gonna be honest. I don't think Van really cares.
But I will. I spent some time in the morning learning spells, and then I'll come down into the living room, the common room. Maybe find you two there already. Sort of give you a moody nod, and sit down at the table. Look up and say, "So, you guys managed to sell anything?"
No, we just came to the inn, spoke to Tyrus. We haven't done any of that yet.
Oh, Tyrus is here, is he?
Yeah. Is Tyrus at the table with us at this point, Neil?
Nope, he's gone. He's not in the room.
Okay.
What did Tyrus have to say?
He
Apparently,
said
go
that
ahead, Ken.
the ship the Count was supposed to send did not arrive. Maybe he didn't send it. I think he did. Probably it sunk on the way. I mean, dangerous waters. So no
It
one.
could also be that something happened in Newfort. He never had a chance to send the ship.
Maybe.
That's
I
weird.
don't think so, but I think the most higher chances that the boat sank on the way. Anyway, what were you doing after you disappeared?
I just had some old business to look into.
Well, as long as it doesn't bring us any trouble.
What, are we gonna head back to Shirebrook then and see what's going on?
Well, we had the idea that maybe we could first scry on Newfort.
Yeah, we might want to do that. Make sure Newfort didn't get destroyed or anything drastic
Okay.
first.
I
I
can
think
do
that
that.
could save us a ship to Shirebrook. We could just sail down to the southern coast and head up to Newfort from there.
Why don't we still need to sell all the items though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, do we want to go with my idea? Cast this continual light spell on the blade of the sword, make it a bit more fancy.
I think we can always dispel it later if it doesn't work out for us. I don't think it's a bad idea.
We could do. Yeah, sure. All right. Well, you think we're going to be another day or two in here?
Yeah. We need you to memorize a couple of spells, Malachi. Sorry, we didn't. Probably should have mentioned this to you last night.
It's alright, I haven't learnt them yet. I can do it now. I haven't typed it into the chat yet, so... wow, what do you want me to cast? Continual Light, Clairvoyance?
Yeah, Clairvoyance and Continual Light on the blade.
Clairvoyance on your fort. Continual light on the blade of the dual sword. Yeah.
Well, I've got some reading to do. That book that I found in the library. I need to digest it. So I'm going to be busy most of today. But I tell you what, I'll cast these spells for you now.
Sure, Malachi. Speaking of that library, I saw a wizard once a long time ago in Shirebrook who had a floating disc following him around. It's like it was made of light and it would carry his items for him. We could probably use that to loot the library at some point if we ever go back. Books are quite valuable. I think we might want to look into that.
I don't know how big it is. Yeah, books are definitely valuable. There's a few ways we could get them out of there, sure.
Yeah, I think it's something we should mark on our map and consider for the future.
Yeah. Indeed. So.
All right. I will cast. Let me just finish writing out my spells. Let me work out what else I need.
Well.
So, what do you think of the food? Where's Jeeves anyway?
I'm right here, my lord.
Ah, Jeeves, I didn't notice you there. Have you not been eating? You're getting awfully skinny.
I'm sorry, my lord.
It's nothing like that. Jeeves is just easily overlooked.
Yeah. Going cold turkey over there, I see you.
He says nothing.
So, Jeeves, while you were here, did you hear any news from the rest of the kingdom?
Oh, quite a bit of news. Did you know that Nancy has a new baby?
Who?
Nancy, the innkeeper's wife. She's quite a lovely woman. Makes a delicious pork sausage.
Oh,
well, I meant more political news or anything. I'm sorry, my lord. I don't look into those things.
All right.
So you haven't heard any rumors while you were just sitting in the inn? Nothing from abroad?
Well, I heard Nancy's sister's quite jealous of the new child.
I see, Jeeves. Tell me more about Nancy. Tell me a little bit more about this family feud.
While this goes on,
detail the family feud of the inn that you're staying in.
Okay. You really think we should check up on Newfort, not Shirebrook?
Well, Newfort is the place where they both
we could do both if that works out for you, but Tyrus received word from Shirebrook. So I would imagine Newfort is more likely to have been, destroyed if that's what it's come to.
I don't think it's been destroyed, but might as well.
Perhaps the Count was murdered. Something significant may have happened that caused the delay of the ship.
Very well. I reach into my jacket pocket, pull out whatever the spell component of the clairvoyance is, sprinkle some in the air, trace some magic words in the sky, mumble some words, and my eyes roll back in my head, and I cast clairvoyance just above Newfort's main square in front of the keep.
Okay. So, clairvoyance gives a chance for anyone being scryed upon to notice the scrying attempt, right?
I think it's based on intelligence and
right. But
so
there is a chance.
What I'm
so if you're
wondering is,
scrying on a whole town, does that mean everyone in the town gets to roll to see if you're being?
that's what I was. If you just scry on a location and there's a bunch of people, would they get the chance to notice, or is that only if you're scrying on a specific person?
That's my question.
I don't think you can. Hang on. I think you're thinking of the wrong spell. I don't think you can find out if you're being clairvoyant.
Yeah, because it uses the rules for
no, that's reflecting
crystal
pool.
ball.
Reflecting pool uses the crystal ball rules.
Yeah,
I think clairvoyance does too.
Nope.
Hell's my clairvoyance spellbook?
Oh, Nia, did you make a mistake?
Let's see. Door.
Yeah, it's similar to created by Crystal Ball. Okay, yeah.
No, it's not. It doesn't say that.
The spell creates an invisible sensor similar to that created by a Crystal Ball spell that can be dispelled. So,
Oh, Malachi,
Wait.
did you make a mistake?
I
I don't see that on
it
here.
says similar to Clairaudience.
Oh no, I see it. Here we go.
Powers the wizard.
Spell creates an invisible sensor similar to that created by a crystal ball spell that can be dispelled.
Ah, yeah, it does say that.
Ah.
But it doesn't say it uses the crystal ball rules. That's what it says in Reflecting Pool. This just says
It says an
it's
invisible
got-
sensor similar,
just
to,
Similar
the
to a
ball
crystal
spell.
ball. I think it's going to use the same crystal ball rules. I think
No,
that's
no,
the
no, no.
nice nerf. on
Here's
the
what I'm
Scry.
wondering, Neil. Would a bunch of random people getting a feeling that they're being watched in the middle of like a busy town square really make a difference?
No, I'm not asking. It might not make a difference at all. I'm just posing the question.
Okay.
If you
can I just have a
scry
chance
on a
to say,
whole city, do they all get checks?
What I would
really-
here's what I would say. If they're in like a busy public area, they'd probably get that feeling of being watched, but I feel like that's a common feeling when you're in public, this idea that someone might be looking at you. So you might just forego that check because it'd be more likely for a character to just kind of shrug that off as like I'm just in the middle of public right now. Because I don't
Neil.
think it says anything about them knowing what the source of it is. They just
Let me
get a
just
feeling that they're being watched.
Let me just make an argument here. I think you're
Please
being
do.
influenced by Reflecting Pool because it says the spell creates an invisible sensor similar to that created by Crystal Ball that can be dispelled. It doesn't say anywhere that it uses the rules for Crystal Ball, which it does say for Reflecting Pool.
oh, also, that's right. Brandon pointed one thing out. You can use Crystal Ball to target a specific person. You can't do the same with Clairvoyance. You can only target a location.
Location, yeah.
It doesn't actually. I'm not that bothered, but
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think that you can tell if you're being clairvoyanced.
Yeah,
So it's not
because
targeting a person.
yeah, because
Yeah.
Reflected Pool is targeting a person.
Because I believe Crystal Ball can do both. But if you're scrying on a person being scryed upon has a chance to notice. I think
I
it
just
does
think-
say specifically, like, if a person is being scryed upon, they
It
have a
doesn't
chance
even.
to notice.
It doesn't say anywhere that it uses the rules from Crystal Ball. It just says it's got a sensor like Crystal Ball that can be dispelled.
Yeah, I mean, for Chewy,
I
that's
just
pretty
think
much
if
the
you're
same
if you're
thing
putting it
saying
above the town square and there's a ton of people below, I don't think you're scrying on them. Like you're not scrying on any specific person. You're scrying on the location.
That's
I
because
feel like that's
everyone's
distinct.
everyone's
Right,
dead
so
and
then
there's
my
just a
question
shadow
is,
going
let's say you want to scry on a wizard, but
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying you're scrying on him, you say I scry on the room the wizard's in. Does he then not get a chance to be noticed? Since the
I think you
main
can have to
object
leave it
is
up
the room?
to
I think, yeah, if he had
Depends
detect
on-
magic
for
on, he would
clairvoyance.
see the
Yeah,
sensor.
I think clairvoyance would not give him that check probably
yeah, because for
because it's
Clairvoyance you can't
locational.
say
Crystal Ball, I would say if you do that, you're probably being a dick, and you should give him
Yeah.
the check anyways.
yeah, because
if you're-
Clairvoyance
yeah.
you can't say I want to scry on that specific person. You have to know where they are, and then you scry on that location.
I feel like
Concept.
if you tried to do that with Crystal Ball, that's being a dishonest rules lawyer.
Anyway,
Well, the
I
crystal
really-
ball rule here also says only creatures of 12 intelligence or better have a chance of being noticed. They're the subjects of scrying. It doesn't say specifically of crystal ball. It just says of scrying in general. So you might
Also-
want there. You could make an argument
I
that
mean-
someone who is being scryed upon has a flat chance of noticing that, or a chance of noticing it, regardless of the method.
If you were scrying on a big public area, though, Neil, would you just write it off as like? Because I feel like it would make more sense for them to be like, "Oh, I'm just in the middle of like a busy public square. Of course, I have a feeling that I'm being watched. There's hundreds of people here."
I'm less concerned with how people react to it, and more concerned of the mechanics of whether or not they get a chance to notice.
well, I disagree, but whatever, it's your call.
Yeah,
I also
I'll
think
go
that-
with whatever.
I also think that the sensor mentioned in the Clairvoyant spell is more because for the fact that you can spell it, and you can maybe
Yeah.
detect both detect
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It
Anyway,
specifically doesn't say.
It doesn't matter for any of the actions you're making right now. This is just general query about things in the future.
We'll
Or
argue
things
with it
in
on
general.
break. Yeah.
So you scry upon New Fort, and you see the hustling and bustling little town. surrounded by a wall. You see the keep, you see guards walking around, you see markets out front, you see protesters arguing about the whatever they're arguing about, complaining about. Who cares, really? You can't hear them, you just see them.
Yeah.
See the backs
So it
of their
looks-
signs.
Is there more guards than usual or anything?
Not appreciably. Nothing stands out as unusual.
All right. Like, eyes roll back forward. Shrug. Looks fine.
It's busy. I remember when Baroness Valmont died, there was no activity in town. Everybody was staying indoors at the time. Was it like busy as usual there in Newfort?
It just looked. There's just this guy with a load of swans, cutting all their heads off in the middle of the town square, just like normal. No, yeah, it looks fine. But look, anyway, have you got that sword? I really have got things to be getting on with.
The treasure's in the chest, right?
Done?
Yes, it's up in the chest that we have open our room.
Would you like to go and get it? The sword?
Sure. It's been within an hour since I got up, and I haven't cast any spells. I'm actually going to memorize the spell as well. So Van's probably going to be gone for 10 to 20 minutes before he comes back down.
Jesus, where has he gone? I've got things to be getting on with.
It's called Animal Messenger.
Maybe he has to take
Where
care
is
of
it?
some business. Wink, wink.
Where's Animal
that?
Messenger?
What's that meant to mean, Kine?
Here it is. It's second level spell. So Van's gone for 20 minutes, and then he brings the chest down.
Malachi, you're the wizard with the incredible intelligence. You figured it out.
Neil, if I
No,
were to
you
find
fucking
like
forget
a falcon or some other fast flying bird, could they make it to Newfort in 7 days? Roughly.
Yeah, definitely.
No. Let's see how far Newfort is from Redport. I think it's like 182 miles. I'm too far zoomed out to actually read my measurements. Yeah, it's 185, 187 miles. So I think a bird could do that in a week.
Okay,
Seems quite
so I could
reasonable.
give them. I can give animals directions on where to go using the spell. The only restriction is the directions must be simple. So saying fly to Newfort Castle would be pretty simple, right?
It might be, but does the bird know what Newfort Castle is?
I mean,
Like, if you
technically,
said it
birds don't know
fly
how to
the-
speak.
Yeah.
That's where it's. I think that's where you're getting into magic bullshit.
Technically, birds don't speak. Good point, well made.
Can you give a bird? I suppose
Because
through
I
the
would
magic,
imagine it's probably like
you're not
yeah.
just
Because I
saying
imagine
these
it's not necessarily
words. You're
verbal. It's like I give a visual idea of where they're flying.
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. I'm on board with
Okay.
this.
So
I
I
like
might.
it.
I probably won't cast it right now, but Van's gonna go and preemptively scrawl out a quick message saying, the ship meant to provide relief to Shirebrook never arrived in town,
Okay.
and just sign it as a Van Helsing, and he'll have that ready to tie to a bird at some point.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm impatiently tapping my fingers on the table as Van comes back down the stairs.
Jeeves brings you a glass of wine.
Not now, Jeeves!
What the fuck, Malachi?
It's
And
first thing in the
Van
morning.
comes back down, and
God
he has the
damn it.
chest with him.
I pat Jeeves on the shoulder. It's okay, Jeeves. It's okay.
You didn't
Van's
need
like
to-
struggling to keep the chest in his hands while Malachi comes up to unlock it, just like Malachi, hurry up!
Alright, I was going to say you didn't need to bring the whole chest, but you actually do. Alright.
I can't open it.
So I unlock the chest, and I like search through all the crap in there for the sword.
You find the sword in the chest.
I unsheath it, place it down on the table.
Do we want to do it here in the inn room?
That's a very good point because you're drawing the attention of. I mean, the cleric in this plate armor comes down holding this big chest. The wizard opens it, pulls out this big ass sword with a bejeweled
Here's the best
scabbard and a
when
bejeweled
Malachi comes
handle.
close, the chest probably sprouts legs and like tries to run away, and Van's like holding it in place.
I think we actually do it in the inn room. I'm not scared about these punks.
Yeah.
So I unsheath the sword and put it down on the table. In fact, I even like look around like are people watching.
Yeah, you have drawn the attention of many people in the room.
Why
This
don't
is-
you all mind? Why don't you all mind your own business?
A lot of them go back to what they were doing.
And I
A
start
few keep an
mumbling.
eye.
I mumble a
Yeah.
continual light spell.
Kind of,
Cast on the blade.
kind of, it's pretty uncomfortable with all the attention.
Then just reshuts the chest and like takes it upstairs. Just kind of says there and like strokes it along the top. You don't need to worry anymore.
You really will make a mimic out of it.
I sheathe the blade, put it back in the chest, and then say to Jeeves, "Have the innkeeper clean my room," and then leave.
So,
gonna go.
Yes, my lord.
I'm gonna go and see Sithla then.
All right.
Neil,
Are you
how
heading
does
out
the-
on your own, or is everyone heading out together?
I head out on my own.
Yeah, I think
with the sword, Malachi, with the
Did you
sword.
with the sword?
Not
hit
with the
sword.
sword. No, I leave it in the chest.
Okay. Wait, Malachi, if you leaving?
Yeah, I just got some business to attend to.
How will we sell the stuff if you left it in the chest?
Ah, it's. I didn't close it. It's unlocked.
Van did close it.
I walk back. I open the chest. There you go. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
Neil,
I'll
how
just-
does the in-room react to Malachi suddenly casting this continual light on the blade of the
I mean, he
sword?
just told them all to mind their own business, and you guys are already weird enough looking with your gray skin on.
It's
true.
You're clearly
Yeah.
magically enchanted creatures pulling out, wildly valuable objects in this common level inn in town.
I
You're
dare someone to try
already
it.
a weird sight, so
I'm kind of surprised that we pay 50 gold a month just to live, yet we stay in common inns.
yeah. I mean, there's nicer places in town.
So,
Yo.
Van, what do we take? Sword and what?
Well, everything's in the. Okay, so what we're gonna try and sell stuff today. Malachi's not going to be involved in this.
No.
Okay, so maybe we should leave the sword here,
Why?
because I think that's going to be sold to like a noble, whereas I think we're trying to sell these crowns to jewelers and the like.
I mean, we could try to sell it to a noble.
Are you still in the room, Malachi, or are you gone?
No, I open the chest and leave.
All right, so I'm going to actually pause the conversation between Van Helsing and Kine right now. Malachi, you step out into the street and head towards Sithladin's from where you remember it last.
Yeah.
When you feel a knife running into your back, of course, you've got stone skin on, so it doesn't really do anything to you. But you definitely feel this point dig into the stony skinned section of your back.
Okay.
If I can
Initiative,
find-
then.
Yeah, initiative. I can't find my music.
8.
They go first. You whirl around to see, well, it's a crowded street. At first, you can't quite tell who your opponents are, but two men standing before you leap at you with daggers. One of them rolling a 13, one of them rolling a 9.
I think he has
Miss.
armor, so both would miss entirely.
Time to
What
blow up the
what
street.
AC do you have from armor?
14.
Okay. Yeah, so both miss.
Color spray.
Okay. Roll me, what is it, D6?
Yep. Ah, 1.
Oh,
Oh no.
Okay, you hit one of them with the color spray.
Well, now
They
you can
go
just kill the
down.
other one and bring the other one back to us.
Yeah. Does he go down?
Oh yeah, he definitely goes down.
Okay.
It's gonna be great. Like you're gonna walk out of this inn after like enchanting a sword, and then you're just gonna walk back dragging a body behind you. And we're gonna come down. What's going on over here?
A third figure, kind of a muscly bound guy without any weapons or anything, comes from further to the side of where they are and tries to tackle you. That is a 19 to a 20 to hit with a tackle, and I need you to make me an opposed strength check before you get knocked down and held by this guy.
Is it one
Yes,
action
yes.
to tackle and hold me?
Well, I mean it's an overbear, right? So he's tackling you, and so it's knocking you down with the hit, or hitting you with the roll to hit, and then trying to restrain you with the other one.
He could fail too.
I fail.
He fail. Yeah, he might fail as well. I gotta find his strength, which is written down somewhere over here.
This could actually kill you.
Yeah.
Like that's the one major danger for wizards is being tackled to the ground.
I mean, is this directly outside the inn?
It's outside the inn and down a short way. You guys are definitely going to hear about this in a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that
Oh
is a pass. He tackles you, knocks you to the ground, and wraps you in his arms. At this point, with the color spray going off and someone being tackled in the streets, the cry goes up. So you guys in the bar you hear the sounds of people shouting about violence in the streets, and we can all roll initiative for the next round.
Okay.
I don't think tackling you reduces the stone skin charge, though.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so.
What a son of a
Roll
bitch.
Initiative.
I guess I should do it.
Yeah, you're in the most danger.
4.
You guys go first.
Okay. Van is going to slam the lid to the chest shut, and I guess it's up to Kine whether or not he does that. So he's going to say, Kine, guard the chest and charge out the door and run out the inn to see what's going on in the streets.
Sure, you charge out the door. The streets are fairly crowded, but there seems to be a small circle opening up.
Okay, actually, I don't think Van says that. That's a little bit because Van doesn't know what's going on outside, so he doesn't say that. Actually, he just shuts the chest and runs outside. He doesn't say that to Kine.
Okay. So you run outside and you can see a small clearing opening up in a crowd a little bit in front of you, but you can't see anything in it because Malachi's on the ground. So from your angle, you just see heads and shoulders and like a widening circle.
Okay, I start to run toward that fray.
So, can I only cast spells with verbal?
I don't know. He's tackling you. That might break any sort of concentration you have while casting. While you're being wrestled by a person. I don't think you can cast spells while you're being wrestled.
Can I pull out the dagger that I looted?
As long as you keep it on your hip, you can pull it out. If it's in your bag.
I never specified, so maybe I don't have it on my hip.
I think you said you put all the stuff in your chest in your room, not the communal chest.
Can I attack him with my staff? So I can sneak it, right?
When wrestling, you can only use size small weapons like daggers and stuff.
So I will stab him with my normal dagger then. Right.
Okay.
So that's all I can do.
You do have a Thaco bonus, right? You have 18 Thaco?
Yeah, you could counter wrestle him. You could do all sorts of stuff, but no spell casting.
He looks strong though, right?
He's fairly strong. I wouldn't say above average. I'd say at the higher spectrum of average.
Could I push him off me and then take an action, or would that be my action?
That would be your action to break his grip and try and flee, or to whatever.
What about the cloak of Arachnidia? Can I cast that?
Yeah, you could cast web. That's fine.
I will cast web then in the street, just all around me, and then crawl away from him.
And make me a saving throw.
Wait, did I get to the fray? I thought I was running.
Yeah, so you're moving, you're pushing your way through the crowd.
Right, we can move
there.
in feet though, right? So I wouldn't make it there this round.
Yeah, but he wasn't very far down the street. He was just a few feet. The whole street is getting webbed. Plus, web is a big ass spell.
Yeah, that's actually fine regardless, because I could always pull out a bow.
Yeah,
so I'll go roll my save.
I don't think you can do anything.
The web would just fall to the ground, right? Because there's
there's walls, there's street, there's buildings on either side of the street. The web is
I see.
It's going to entangle everything.
All right, let's see what my save is. That is an awesome save.
Yes, you managed to duck back inside a building or into an alleyway where the web doesn't go.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, while this is going on, I look inside the inner room. Nobody touched that chest. Morning, it bites, and I hurry after that. So I probably have to make a save too.
Yeah, give me a save.
No, let me check.
No.
So Neil, can I crawl out from under him this round as well?
No, because you have webbed everything, but he's still holding you.
Is he though?
You're holding him, he's holding you, and then he gets stuck in the web. He doesn't let go of you. He's now just immobilized.
I guess he could probably still pull in toward you. If you broke out, I don't think he could re-grab you.
Right. But he can continue to hold you in place. He just can't. He's just stuck in place as well.
Okay.
seems a little bit, but okay.
Does the web is the web area the whole street up to the
Yeah,
end?
it's a huge web because it's a
Sweet.
double-sized web spell.
Am I able to like move through the web since I passed my save?
No.
I think you just get to avoid the web if you pass your
I
save.
think you can go something like 4 feet around or something.
Let me check.
I'll
I'm
just
actually
use
kind of
lava.
curious.
Yeah, because if you're in the total area, I don't think how the save will save you from the web. If you
The save if you pass the save, it just means that you're outside of the. Creatures with strengths between 13 and 17 can break through 1 foot per round.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
So
Okay.
I'm going to So it says if I have space to escape, then it's assumed I did. So I guess I do jump into a building and dodge the webs. It's like flying out from Malachi's position.
Right, so a normal web spell covers a minimum of 8 10 by 10 by 10 cubes. This is 16 10 by 10 by 10 cubes. And considering the street's only like 10 feet wide, maybe a little bit longer, and the buildings here are single, sometimes double story. So you've just got this like huge section, maybe 15 feet of the street that's just like covered with web, or maybe 10 feet of no, hold on. 16, maybe like 120 feet of the street, just poof,
And
sticky
all
with
these
web
people-
everywhere.
Yeah.
All these people are hanging in the web.
Yeah.
Can't move.
Malachi got into a very frantic situation and wound up discharging sticky substances everywhere.
Hey, at least you know it's me now, though.
I know you are involved in this.
Okay, I can.
The town screams in panic as everyone gets stuck in this web. Malachi, you hear the guy holding on to you go, "Oh shit!"
I say to him, "You better let me go right now."
Oh, you can't move.
It's their turn. He's not letting go of you. The other two people with knives, I guess they get a save as well.
If they're less
those
than
are-
13 strength, they still can't move even if they save.
Well,
They fail, and they're just kind of stuck in the web. And well, let's just go to the next round initiative, which doesn't even matter because they're all stuck, and he's not doing anything but holding you. So, it's your
yeah,
turn.
all right. I will. I mean, I try and.
Yeah, I will.
I'm just gonna stab him. Neil, he can't move, right?
Oh yeah, if you can't move, you get a +4 to hit.
Can I move? If I have 13 strength, can I move 1 foot per round even if I failed my save? Or
Yes.
am I? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I will
14.
move 1 foot. into
You
my-
stab him, Nick. Roll me some damage there.
1.
All right. Just do this 9 more times.
Does he not let go though?
No,
Like he's been
he-
stabbed.
I mean you graze him. You know, you deal 1/10 of his HP in damage, so he grunts like,
Okay.
"Ow!"
Well, I'm gonna keep stabbing this guy. I don't know if we need to keep playing it out round
What's
by
the
round.
duration of web?
It's like 2 turns per level, so.
So a long
my
time. Okay,
God.
so
Hours.
eventually you can stab him to death. We don't need to worry about that. He's held. He's
but-
got AC 10 anyway. The real question is, does anyone in the town near the web try and burn any of the web away? Because if they
That's
do,
actually. I jumped into a building. Do I find any sort of torch or like candle that I can burn through the web with?
no,
if you
it's
burn
daylight.
it-
No, there's
if-
nothing lit right now. But you.
I
could light
mean, I can
something.
light something. I have a flint and steel. I just don't have anything to burn. Like I'm looking for a torch or like anything I can set aflame and use as like something to burn through the web. Because Van's thinking is he's here to help Malachi, and honestly, he's probably going to cause more panic. Actually, ooh, that's a good point. If I burn
Yeah.
through the web, I'd burn the people, wouldn't I?
Yes, and that's
Okay.
I think. So
You
just
Malachi,
need to
why don't you keep
You know how
doing
it-
something? Why don't you guys keep doing something? I'll figure out if anyone burns anything, and I'll let you know
Okay.
if
Van
when it
doesn't.
happens.
I think Van looks for something to burn, then thinks better of it, and stops, realizing that he might kill some people doing that.
At any point, does he let go?
He hasn't let go yet.
All right.
Neil,
Yeah.
kind of has seen this spell before and how it quickly burns away. I think he screams out, just screams out to the people in general, "Nobody put any fire near this goddamn web!"
Give me a charisma check for how well you can project your voice, because it is a noisy, screaming crowd that has been webbed.
Just...
Yeah, it's hard enough for a trained speaker to speak over these, let alone the soft-spoken ranger.
What I think Van's gonna do then, since he was running to Malachi, he's gonna. I have more than 13 strength, right? So Van can try and like cut through the webs with his scimitar.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try and break through a foot of web per round and try and slowly work my way over to Malachi.
Okay. Malachi is maybe 15 feet from you.
That's fine. I mean, eventually I'll reach him.
Yeah, eventually you'll reach him.
He's probably gonna
sure.
take like 10 turns or 10 rounds just to kill that one guy.
And more importantly, this is a crowded street, so it's not just like hacking through the web. It's like getting people out of the street so that you can like take their place.
I'll probably also like if I see somebody right next to me who's trapped in the web, I'll probably like pull them out and help them get free.
There are tons of people trapped in the web here.
Yeah, I'll start pulling people out and get them out of the web.
Okay, well, unfortunately, on the die to see if someone burns the web, and when they do it, they do it pretty quickly. Clearly, someone near a kitchen decides to try and get rid of the web that's infiltrating their house a little bit. And there is a blaze that runs the length of the street for the 120 feet. Nick, would you roll me 2d4 for the damage that all the civilians take?
Oh my god.
Wait,
All the d6
Oh my
HP
God.
civilians.
Malachi takes the damage too.
Yes, everyone will take.
Wait, do I take the damage since I'm like specifically getting rid of the webs and trying to move through the clearing, or do I?
I'll give you a save to ignore all the damage or take all the damage.
Okay,
And same thing for you, Kine.
that's a fail. I take the damage.
You take
Van's
8
like
damage,
helping
Van.
somebody out, and then the
Safe
flames
list.
just like engulf us both.
Saving throw versus spell to avoid the damage from the fire, since you can break your way out of it. Nope. You all take 8 damage, which also takes off a charge from your stone skin.
Yep.
And
Does it?
all the
Yeah, it
civilians
does. All
dead.
attacks do it, regardless of.
All of the
origin.
civilians.
And
Okay,
at least 100 people burned to death.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
do we get
Okay,
XP
to be
for
fair,
every
it's
hundred-
they don't pose a threat. They don't pose a threat. We don't. To be fair, it's not Malachi's fault.
I mean, I
not.
get.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna say it
recklessly
that way.
casting a web spell in the middle of town. There's a certain criminal negligence involved in that, but
Okay, he was defending himself though.
look. I mean,
Look,
you
we'll
can
talk
defend
about
yourself.
this
If
in
I have a
I'll see you
shotgun
in
and I'm
court,
walking
Neil.
down the street and someone attacks me and I shoot the shotgun down a crowded street, I'm defending myself, but I'm
Okay,
also
that's
negligent
true.
and killed.
But Webb isn't a shotgun. Webb is more
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what
I'm sorry,
multi-target
Webb
taser.
just killed 100 people.
No.
That's
The
a
person who-
shotgun.
look, I'll see you in court. I'll see you in court, Neil.
Anyway, now's not the time for arguing about it.
Right.
Is everyone dead?
Let's see. The
fine.
fighter that is holding you is alive, but he lets go and rolls around on the ground screaming in pain. The 2 rogues that came to stab you, one of them dies. They both die. Yeah, everyone in the street burns to death.
So I stand up, see this guy rolling around. I look around and see Van and Kine covered in flames.
And then
And
just bodies.
all the dead people. I look
Okay.
down at the guy. What the fuck did you do? I
Neil,
stab him in the neck and kill him.
Okay, and you know what? We're just going to take a break right here. And when we come back from break, we're going to deal with the fallout. This is why you shouldn't plan too hard, anyone. You never know where your campaigns are going to go.
Oh my
See you
God.
guys on the other side of our break.